Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris here with your London close trading session. Thanks for joining. It's the 8th of July. I hope you guys all had a great day if you traded earlier. Um, anyway, we're gonna cover a trade I had yesterday first off. Then we will look at the fundies and see if we have any opportunities today. So yesterday we had an Aussie US short. We got in right here after the 30-minute close on the London, so it was about this time where we got in. You can see uh, some wicks here kind of eating into our equity there, and then it just dropped like a hammer here. So it didn't quite make it down to our target, but we got out here at 6:30. So we got out at about 69.35. So still a huge reward to risk on this one, and these are great trades for us to take. So, uh, you know, these are the kind of days I like to brag about. It's a hugely successful day, and they don't come often, but that's why you have that reward to risk. So it makes up for the days where you have the losses. So good trading day overall. In terms of what we have going on right now for today, it's very choppy. Not a lot going on. You can see heat map wise, euros slightly bid, US slightly sold, Australia's mixed, pounds mixed, Kiwis mixed, CAD's mixed, Swiss franc is up slightly, and yen is sold off slightly. So nothing huge today. The markets, I think, are taking a breather and trying to figure out what the next move is here, looking for a cue. So, equity-wise, the markets are just all over the place. So Dow is down about 50 points. S&P's down slightly. The VIX is starting to pick up here. So I think the reopening, is concerning on this. So that probably what caused that a little bit there. So you might be able to see a little bit of a yen jump here. So that being said, I'm not super sold on the U.S. dollar. Once again, the carryover is not great right now. The economy is not doing spectacular. So I would be looking at a U.S. yen today. Overnight, nothing really speaks to anything other than the Australian dollar being a little bit weaker with the Melbourne closure. But that's pretty much it. So, I mean, China's doing pretty well, but that's about it. So not a lot to speak of today. So going into the charts, we have a level at 107.47 that was broken for U.S. Yen, and that's kind of the pair that I was viewing. So let's take a look and see what we have there. You can see it's just been choppy, super, super choppy. So I'm going to mark that level just so you guys kind of have that as a reference point here. So 107.47, so it's right at the level here. So it's tried to break it twice, and you can see the wicks here really supporting it. So it seems like this level is something to be viewed. When you look at the volume, I mean, it's pretty much right at that level as well, just slightly above it. And then you can see there's another little volume cluster here at 107.70. The fact that it's broken it twice, it tells me that this level's primed to fall. My only concern is there's another little volume buildup 10 pips away. So I don't know if this is really going to be the best trade for us today. There's just too much chop, too much volume all over the place here. So I don't really see an opportunity for us. Aussie US, I think the US dollar is not really going to hold. So not going to get into that one again. I'm scoping out to see if there's anything else worth trading right now, but there's nothing really strong. today. I mean, week I could go Aussie or I could go US dollar, but I don't really see anything that would give us a nice reward to risk here. Excuse me. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking through my auto charter software, just looking for levels. Once again, I don't use it to trade. I just use it for important levels that have been broken or that are approaching here at the London close on pairs that I would trade based on the fundamentals. That's really the strategy here. US CAD's starting to fall down, so not going to trade that. You know what? This Kiwi US might be decent here. It's at 65.64. I don't know how fast this thing will move, though, because there's not really a fundamental driver. You can see the volume is just right here. So, lower high, lower high, lower high. That concerns me. Although there is this, higher low on each level here, so it could go either way on this one. But the thing I don't like is you see how the volume's pretty well dispersed right here. That tells me that this is an area of consolidation. Markets are trying to figure out what they're going to do next. So based on that, you're not going to see this pair move anytime soon, at least in my opinion. I don't see it. So I'm looking for something fast, like maybe a pound Aussie or Euro Aussie might be decent. Actually, this is here we go. Euro Aussie 62.70 is a good pair here. So I think it's important with me trading here, just to kind of show you guys the actual process. So I'm not gonna pick a pair out that looks great and show you that it's already moving in my direction here. This is how I trade every single day. I'm making money off the trades that we're talking about. So that's the reality here. Volume wise, you can see pretty big volume cluster from here to here. So 47 to about 67. So it's a 20 pip range. It's tried to break through twice already, and you haven't really seen that move through, but it's eating through this volume right here. This is what it's doing. The fact that it dropped and then it tried to test it again, I think it'll break through. So we're at 62.68. The level that I was talking about is 70. So that's the level. So a stop would actually be below this level at 45. So you're looking at about a 23 pip stop. Target, we'd have to go to a higher time frame to see. What I'd like to do is see the last little drop down. Oh yeah, look at this volume here. It's all building up right here. So the next little volume buildup is here at 63.55. So actually, this could be a good reward to risk. When you look at this volume here, the fact that it's tested it 3 times already tells me that this thing is ready to take up another level here. So I would be a buyer at this. So you can see here it's the London close already. It's 4:30 p.m., 4:32. I want to see what this last little lunchtime bar does. So not a lot of people talk about that, but what does the market do going into lunch? And that usually gives you a good idea of U.S. lunch. That gives you a good idea of kind of where the market's going to trend the rest of the day, going on into the Asia session. So If you're trading tens of millions of dollars, you're pretty much going to take off trades that aren't worth you keeping at lunchtime because you don't want to worry about it. Or if you know it's going to continue in a certain direction, you're going to add to it before lunchtime because you know it's going to continue. So not only are people taking off trades at London close, but people are taking off trades or adding to trades in that 30-minute window between the London close and the U.S. lunchtime. So let's keep an eye on this. And if it gets down into maybe here, but there's a little bit of a wick, I'd be interested in trading this guy. I'd like to get it down to a little bit of a better reward to risk. Before trying to attempt to break this level up here. It's just too much can happen. The fact that it's been trying to break for the last hour and a half concerns me, but it did make a higher high, so that could be positive. You can see it's pretty much at the exact level, that 62.80. So that seems to be kind of blocking things here. But right now, if we were to take this trade, we'd be looking at about a 25 pip stop, and the profit target would be, what are we looking at, about 85 pips? So we're looking at about a 3-to-1. But if we can get this thing down to 62.60 or 62.50 to try to retest that one more time, now we're looking at a 10 pip stop and a possible huge upside opportunity, which is, in a mixed market like this is kind of the move I'd be more preferential to try to take. All right, so we'll keep an eye on this, and let's see if this thing gets down to our level. Like I said, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see it go down into this area, but get rejected again. And if it does that, we'll make an entry. So I'll hop back on here if it does that. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. All right, so let's keep an eye on this thing. We ended up taking that trade on Euro Aussie long. So we got in at 162.62 as we kind of saw the drop. And then, like I said, we saw a wick kind of building up here going into the lunchtime for US. So stop is below this big volume cluster at 162.45. And then the profit target is way up here at 163.54. So 163.53.9. So reward to risk is 5.6 to 1. So it could be a nice little trade for us if it hits. Once again, it's all predicated on this break. But what I'm betting on is the fact that you see all these wicks here and you see this obvious level of resistance. And usually that's what the big players like to prey on, is when it's too obvious, they're playing with you here, and they're setting up for a move larger. I think the fact that Australia has had to close down Melbourne is not going to help them economically. So comparatively to the euro, I think this is a healthy trade. So we'll see what happens, and I'll catch y'all later.